interesting expansion because it's both a huge overarching expansion that covers a lot of things, but it also like the first expansion we're doing because we have this studio here in cities in Catalonia called Paradox Tinto. I'm creating this new team working together with me, working in Europa Universalis. Why do we call this expansion Leviathan? It's not just because it's a big, huge, maybe the biggest expansion we've done. It's also a connection to the old classic book, Leviathan. One of the cool things with Leviathan is the new abilities to strengthen your capital state, which is like the core of your nation. The key thing you can do is you can always concentrate development, a new mechanic in Leviathan that allows you to bring development into your capital state and arguably most of your actual capital by moving it from your provinces that are not fully stated or from your subjects. And the cool thing is that you can also use the same mechanic when you're fighting a war. You can remove development from those capitals, those cities, by pillaging the capital and strengthening your nation. And the core of your country will be stronger by doing these things. We added a few more things to how regencies work. First of all, if you have a particularly crappy hair and your regency is pretty decent, you can always try to extend your regency. So in the vain hope that the heir happens to get a hunting accident or some other things, so you can avoid that abysmal ruler. Also, you can end up with your estates getting control of their regency as well. That estate that is the most powerful one will be the one that ends up controlling the regency, strengthening that estate ahead of others. Previously we had the sort of favors. Favors was one thing that you gained on a country from helping them out in offensive wars. We really like this concept of favors mattering. So what we did was you could have diplomats try to work on the country to make curry favors for them, and then you could use these favors not just to get those countries to join you in a war to help you to conquer things, but also get your diplomatic benefits with other countries. So you can use these favors to ask another nation to return a core promise to you, or making them break alliance with another nation. Maybe you ask those favors to have them give you sailors or manpower or gold to you. It's all of these things to make diplomacy more powerful than just a tool to declare war. Leviathan also has a few new things when it comes to the military aspect of the game. First of all, if you are in the Eastern Plutocracy, you can now do the drafting of transports. Drafting of transports begins the construction immediately of a transport ship for a small amount of income and some sailors. It's far cheaper to get the ships like this, and they are constructed much faster. It means that certain nations can have a quick, cheap capacity to move around. One other cool military thing that we're adding is instead of mothballing every single fort when you click the mothball everything, you can design some certain forts in a rebel neighbor you don't really trust. You can put it to never mothball this one, so you will be still pay for it, and it will be a pretty good defensive fort. The monument system in Leviathan is pretty interesting. It makes you use historical monuments, make them important things that you want to control in your country, and you can also use these monuments and upgrade them to get more benefits of your country. So you can make your Alhambra the most beneficial thing in your country. So there's 3 different types of colonial nations, and each of them can be upgraded up to 4 times for each of them, making them really, really diverse and interesting. First, you have the crown colony, which is the type of colony which is for areas where you want to have the most control over, where the liberty desire should be lowest. Also have the private enterprise, which is the colony type you want if you really want to maximize profit, where you want the colony to provide a strong navy and help you with the trade. It's a really good one if you want to maximize profit, but of course their liberty desire can grow quite quickly. Also, we have the self-governing colony, which is the one you want to do if you want the colony to expand and develop the fastest. The drawback here is that they will have the highest liberty desire, and the perks you can give them are not entirely beneficial to you, because they're basically about powering the colony. In Leviathan, we tried to look at the various religions, and we realized that the totemist religion were not really all that great, so we added these new mechanics where you can have your ancestors impacting your future as a religion and your country, which makes the totemist a really interesting gameplay mechanic. And in the accompanying patch, we also improved how the Sikh religion works, and the Zoroastrianism works. And also in Leviathan, we also added Dreamtime religion, which is the focus for the Australian native tribes, the Aboriginals, making that into a more in-depth gameplay. This will make the game far more interesting to play in more various parts of the world. It's been really fun developing Leviathan. It's the first expansion that's been made by Paradox Tinto. It's actually the first grand strategy game from Paradox that's not been done by PDS. So looking really forward to see what you think about how we've done it.